Hello guys, this is PantsMan36. I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a channel update. It's been a while, and I'm kind of working on some more projects as usual. I've also got some things to tell you about. So first of all, let's look at the couple of projects I got on the bench here. Let's start with this one here. This is the Stug. I'm not sure what it was like last time I did an update video, but it's basically done now. This is the Bronco Stug 3 Aus C/D with the upgunned long gun from a later Stug, obviously. And it is entirely done except for the front hatches, as you can see, are missing. That's because they weren't actually in the box. The kit comes with, all the sprues and everything. And then one of the sprues is this tiny little sprue that has just the front hatches on it. And it wasn't in there. So I did the whole build video on it, and then I just can't finish the build video because those are missing. So the tank's been done for at least a month right now. I'm just waiting. And I emailed Bronco on June 28th saying, there's no parts in the kit, they weren't there. And I've got the video of me unboxing the kit as part of the review, and you can see that sprue isn't even in there in the first place. And then they were like, okay, sure, yeah, we can send you something out from China, the replacement parts, but they're going to send them out 1 week from today, which is halfway through August. So over a month and a half for them to even send out the parts in the first place. And then they got to go on a slow boat from China to Canada, so maybe another 3 weeks on that. So yeah, over 2 months. I'm assuming at this point, for me to get the replacement parts, which is kind of crappy, but whatever. It's been sitting here for a while, entirely done. As you can see, it's missing all the fenders and stuff like that. It's because the one Stug C/D like this that existed, I found the photos from both sides. Thanks to Hamilcar Barkers for sending me the photos from this side as well. And this is what it looks like. It's really messed up. There's no fenders for most of this side. The return rollers here are steel type. And I've replaced some of the tools and stuff like that with things from Dragon. That's why they're gray, because I need cast texture on there. The headlights are not clear because I wanted the empty ones like this, so I use Dragon parts, and obviously Dragon tracks because the Get ones are full of pin marks. But other than that, it's actually a pretty good kit. It's a lot more simple than the Dragon one, but it's actually really nice in detail as well. All the weld seams and everything that are really beautiful. So of course, when I finally get those replacement parts and I can just put them on, then I can actually finish the video for you guys of the build. And hopefully that'll be sometime within the next 5 years at this rate. So that's one project. Next project is this one here. This is new for you guys because it's been very, very recent. Since I wasn't able to paint that one, I wanted to paint something, so I just built this Stug in 2 days. And then I painted it, and then I'm going through the weathering process. I'm going to give you guys a full video like I did on the last Stug, the full step-by-step hour-long weathering tutorial. There's going to be one of those in this one here. This is originally Dragon 6581, which is a December 1943 production. Well, it's not really, because it's sort of a December 1943 production with elements of both the factories that produced them, Alcat and Miag, so it's wrong. So I backdated it to an April 1943 production from Alcat, which is one of the factories that made it again. So I've had to change a couple parts, obviously. Well, mainly it's just been change the gun manlet from the late type there to the early boxy type. Replace the front armor, change out the drive sprocket and the return rollers, and a couple other things had to be changed. And as you can see, actually right now it's been painted and it's currently being weathered. I've got to do the pin wash, the streaking, stuff like that. All it's done right now is the painting and the chipping. I'll give you guys a close-up here. Zoom in a little bit. As you can see, the camouflage pattern, that somehow I managed to do a good job of it, because I suck at airbrushing, but somehow I managed to get these really fine, cursed camouflage green lines on there. And it's somehow good. I'm surprised. As you can see, I've done the chipping on there. It's hairspray chipping, so I did a primer color of the red on the metal parts, and then on the tools and stuff there, I painted them with a wood and a metal color, a blackish gray color, as you can see maybe on the shovel there. And then I did a hairspray coat, and then I paint the yellow and I chip at. So areas of the tank, mostly it's red chipping, but then on the tools it gets different colors of chipping because they're different colors. And then I did another coat of hairspray, then I painted the green camouflage, and I chipped that as well because the camouflage I'm thinking would have been applied later. So the vehicle would have originally been delivered in just yellow. Then maybe they applied the camouflage. So the camouflage would have been like a lower quality, maybe distempered, I don't know, paint, probably thin with gasoline, so it would chip easier. So that's why I've kind of worn it down on areas where the crew would walk. and that kind of goes with also the red chipping on the base yellow color. So that's a project in the background. The video on that one's going pretty quick, and probably that'll be eventually soon, maybe. I have no idea. My videos kind of come and go. But yeah, that's one project. Another one here, you might be able to see, is the BMP, which is exactly the same as you last saw it, minus, like, I've been working with like this stowage, planning out what I want to do. Basically, I've got no mojo to finish this thing, because all I gotta do is the sand and the mud and stuff down there. And I just have never really done that before. I don't want to ruin this, so I'm gonna have to do some kind of like a test project first, where I, you know, practice some techniques on an old hull or something like that, to figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. So there's also a big video, hour-long video going on this one in the background, but it's probably gonna be a while. The Stug video is probably gonna come out before this one, and maybe even this video. You never know. But this one's just kind of slowly going along in the background. There will be a video of it eventually. But right now it's just kind of half weathered. I might even just release it like as part 1, and then I'll go and do a part 2, which will be like, you know, all the lower hull weathering effects. Maybe. I don't know, you guys can tell me what you think. Obviously, I've also got this in the background here. This is like a T-34 hull that I'm doing a weathering, kind of a beginner weathering video. I'm going to go over 5 weathering techniques I think beginners will be interested in trying. So like, you know, oil pin wash, some two-tone chipping, basic oil streaking effects. Also going to show a hairspray chipped whitewash, because it's actually a lot easier than you think it would be, and a beginner should really give that a try because it looks cool. And you know, half of the war in Russia was winter, so tanks are all white. So that's in the background. That's a video that I'm doing with David from Dave's Model Workshop. He does a channel as well, like mine, and we're kind of doing videos to complement each other, giving our own opinions about what our 5 basic weathering effects for beginners would be. So that will be hopefully coming out in about a week and a half, because I've got exams next week, so I can't really do like the finishing of it and the voiceover. But then after that weekend, you know, I'm good, so I can just finish up the video then and do the voiceover then. So hopefully that'll be about a week and a half. The Stug video, no idea. Other videos, no idea. But there's gonna be videos coming out soon. Also, I've got to give a shout out to Ian from formerly that 135th Skill Show. I met him in Chicago for the World Expo a couple months ago, actually, at this rate. He was a really awesome guy to hang out with, and he's now been, basically for the past couple months, or at least about a month or so, he's been putting out like a video like once every week on doing Alpine figures, you know, basically, you know, painting and stuff like that on resin figures from Alpine. Actually, just today he put a video of putting them together, you know, actually assembling the figure before you paint it. And yeah, so he's got a discount code for Alpine Miniatures if you want to go to their website and order some figures. It's 10% off. It's TGB all caps for the Tiger Group build, or anything like that. It kind of stands for the Tiger Group build that Adam Mann's hosting, because we were talking with Tae-Sung Harams from Alpine Miniatures. He's the head sculptor. We're all just kind of hanging out at the Chicago show. So I got to meet him, and Adam Mann, who's hosting the Tiger Group build, and Ian, we're all there, we're all hanging out. So I've got to give a shout out. And if you want to go order any Alpine miniature figures, there's that discount code. I'm going to order a couple of them, probably about 4 or 5, because I want to get my figure painting skills up, definitely. And I want to add some figures to my tanks. So I'm going to order some figures and use that discount code. If anybody's ordering Alpine miniature stuff, that's a discount code. And also, it's free shipping in the US. I don't live in the US, but I'm going to figure out something. Next up, I've got some things here I ordered from Alliance Model Works in the US. I think it's from Missouri. So actually, before I go into this, they sent it from the US, and they sent it well, because I didn't get killed at the border with like a $25 tariff, because they managed to do some good shipping madness there. So if you're in Canada and you order from them, odds are you won't be destroyed like you sometimes get if you order from US companies, because they actually managed to send it, I think by, is it FedEx or UPS? One of them will kill you, one of them won't. So they know how to ship to Canada. That's a good tip. So I ordered, got some, these are flak ammunition sets. I think I got 2 of these, yeah. So these are for my SE kits. It's 7 for Adam's half-track group build, Adam Mann's half-track group build that ended like a month ago. These are just like PE ammo boxes and ammo trays. Like I think it's technically a clip, because it has like 8 rounds of 3.7 centimeter ammunition in them. And you know, they're just like brass ammo stuff. Hopefully it's not too glary, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to solder these, because if you look at that, that's not gonna go well with super glue. They will be assembled eventually. I mean, that half track's not even painted yet, so whatever. I've also got these. This is pretty cool. These are tool clamps. If you know me, I like tool clamps. And I was talking with Adam Mann, who has lots of tool clamps in real life. At the Chicago show, he brought some for me to look at. So these are tool clamps for German armor. They're like PE things you can, you know, improve the detail with. For example, look at my Stug here. You know, molded on tool clamps. You might be able to see them on, let's say, the shovel. Over there, they're not that good. They're just plastic blobs, really. And I've actually sanded them down to make them even thinner. But PE ones are way cooler. So these are, well, first of all, they're awesome. They have even like the razor parts, the risers, whatever they're called, that, you know. And what's even cooler is somehow they managed to make them so there's no attachment points to the frets. I've got no idea how that works, okay? It's witchcraft, but somehow these PE parts are actually separate from the fret. So you just take them off, there's no cleanup. No idea how that works, but it's so cool. So as you can see, there's a million tool clamps here, and these are probably going to last me for a couple builds. But yeah, definitely cool. And I also ordered from them a set of masks for the 502nd or 506th heavy tank battalion. Yeah, which is the Tiger unit that I'm doing my Tiger 1 build for Adam Mann's Tiger group build. Lots of tigers in there. So as you can see, just like 2-part number masks, and then also here's the big stencil for the unit and some crosses. Basically, I would just want it for the numbers. But I might also use this, even though I have decals for it as well. That was like a couple bucks, really. So it was a pretty good order from them. It was really cheap. The shipping was good. And as I said before, it didn't get killed at the border. For my Tiger for Adam's group build, I haven't actually started yet, but it's going to be built soon, I hope. Like, it's just kind of beside me here on the floor, but it's a Tiger, it's a Dragon 1, so it won't take me too long to build it. When I do, I might do a build video on it like I'm doing for the Stug here, or I might just build it and then do a weathering video. There's going to be a weathering video on that for sure. But yeah. And also, Shane Smith has his Armored Thunderbolt Sherman group build going on in the background as well. And I'm going to enter something in that. I was originally going to enter an M4A2 late that I have, but actually I can't because I want to do it as a Canadian one. But the Canadians didn't have that exact type, and I have to change the tracks and the turret bin and some other stuff like the wheels and everything, so I might as well just buy another kit, so I will. That Sherman's going to be saved for later to be a Russian one, actually. But I'm going to figure out something. It's probably going to be an M4A3, like Easy 8, something like that would be cool, because I like Easy 8s, they look kind of interesting. So there's going to be some kind of a build for Shane's group build as well, his Sherman group build. I will have links to the Facebook pages for his group build, and also Adam Mann's Tiger group build in the description of the video. We'll also have links to everybody's channels I mentioned here. That's about it for this video, guys. As always, a big shout out to my patrons, Ricky from Ryan's Painting, Samuel Murphy, and also a new addition, Ian Sistrick. Hope I pronounced that right there. But they give me a few dollars every month, which helps me out buying new products and stuff like that that I can feature in videos for you guys. So I'm going to do some new reviews of a couple of new products I managed to get in. I'll probably be showing them in the videos I'll be doing on these ones soon. So as always, yes, thanks for watching very much. This is PantsMice36, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.